As the title says, my friend, 29F, has been staying with me, 28F, during the week. We've been friends for 20 years, and she's currently going through a tough time. She suffers from a chronic stomach condition that can hospitalize her for days at a time, which has made it hard for her to work. She didn't really work before that either, but she had no work limitations like now. She's waiting for disability and Section 8, but the waiting list is years long and the requirements are ridiculous. It's been like this for about 3 years, but her latest surgeries, including a feeding tube, have greatly improved her quality of life. Unfortunately, she was unable to keep her job or apartment, so she's been staying at her mom's. Their relationship is really volatile, so living there full-time isn't ideal. The first time she asked to stay the night, I told her to grab some things to keep at my house, then picked her up. She stayed 4 nights, then I took her back to her mom's so she could visit with her son on the weekends. I'm an extremely solitary person. I have no kids, never had a roommate or lived with a boyfriend, so having someone in my house is very taxing for me. I work in a stressful environment and it's draining to hold a conversation and be engaging when I get home. I'm a neat freak with a routine I fulfill every day, while my friend is very messy and says that she hates cleaning. She stays up late and it's hard for me to sleep with the noise sometimes. I really don't like having people in my house for various reasons, but I've been sucking it up and not complaining about anything besides the cigarette smell. She stays in my house while I'm at work and there's a key if she needs to leave. Aside from minor things, it was working out and really fun until now. A few days ago, I had some errands to run. I stopped by my house to prepare for dinner later and my friend asked if her brother could come over later. I said I wasn't crazy about the idea. She said it would just be him and I repeated myself. She said, I feel it, but why though? And I said because when I get home, I'm cooking dinner, then I have to go to sleep, to get up at 4:30 a.m., and I don't want company. She was clearly salty. She didn't talk to me for several hours. She used voice text to tell her brother to come get her later. Eventually, she lost the attitude and the rest of the night went well. I went to bed around 8:30. I woke up at 11:30 to use the bathroom and I heard a male voice. I already knew who it was, so I went downstairs and saw head brother sitting on the couch. I just said, for real? He didn't even look at me or say hi, so I think he knew he wasn't supposed to be there. She asked if they woke me up. I just laughed and went upstairs. I messaged her and asked her if she seriously snuck him in my house after I said no. She said, you didn't say no, you gave some weird answer. I repeated the conversation I quoted above and she didn't reply, but he left. They talked outside for about 30 minutes, then when she came back inside, she was being loud. Like opening and slamming the microwave door a few times, but not turning it on. I had no choice but to go back to sleep. The next day, she acted like nothing happened and messaged me asking to take her home later. When I got home, she was kind of sheepish and sniffling like she'd been crying. I had just started my period and was extremely upset still, so I didn't want to talk about it yet. I also noticed that she broke my charger I let her use, took my charcoal powder from my bathroom, and one of my towels is missing. The car ride was quiet. She sent random messages for 2 days, before I told her how upset I was. She started with a heartfelt apology, then ended with saying that she still has bitterness and resentment towards me for things that happened between 5th and 7th grade, and now she wants to talk about it. I did apologize, 'cause I do feel bad. Then she said it wasn't genuine, so I told her how unfair and manipulative it was to bring up 15-plus-year-old issues now, instead of just saying, I'm sorry. We went back and forth for hours, and didn't get anywhere. She says these issues go hand in hand, but they don't to me. They're two separate, very large issues, except one was 15-plus years ago, the other was last week. She's accused me of treating her and her family differently because I didn't want him over. I had to explain to her that she's the only friend that stayed the night with me since I was 16. I wouldn't have had a problem with her brother coming over if it was during the day, not when I'm trying to sleep. I'm also shocked and deeply hurt that after 21 years, it feels like she doesn't know me at all. I've never had a lot of friends, and it's always been draining for me to be around people. She's a social butterfly and doesn't understand me, but I thought she respected me. I bent over backwards helping her for years and didn't ask for anything, now I just feel used. I'm no longer comfortable with her staying here, but I don't want to end the friendship either. I feel extremely disrespected, and her explanation just proves she knew I didn't want anyone over and did it anyway. Would I be wrong to tell her she can't stay here anymore?